So my name is Albert,
My name is AJ.
and
We're doing something new.
we're reading a book that was assigned to us by the library for the library book club. Now, we have not read this book yet. Malachi just rolled out here, just woke up. This is kind of a raw recording. We'll see how it goes. But in the past, these books that we got from the library were pretty terrible. You go on Amazon, they have like 4.5-star reviews. Everybody's like 4 and 5 stars. Like you click on the 1 star. There's like 3 people, and one of them's just like, "This war woke garbage. Donald Trump will save us." And like it is woke garbage.
My book broke.
Yeah, but also like the writing is just terrible. Usually, so. We are going to see if that is the case today as we read aloud and comment upon a book called Spies by James Ponti. Now, before we get into the book, AJ, I have to say, this name is terrible. We're on the cover, we're starting off with
they
bad news.
Named it City Boys.
That is never going to catch on. Nobody says that but you. Moving forward, this is the premise of the series, because this is a series. There's other cities. They don't say which city it is. This one, it's Brooklyn, but in the future, it's City Spies, and then like different cities that the children who are the spies are from. Because the premise of the book is that there's kids who are spies.
That sounds like Spy Kids.
You just know James Ponti went to, who's the publisher of this? Well, we'll find him. We'll track him down. Junior Library Guild. You know that stinks. Aladdin? Never heard of them. Anyway, he went to them and he's like, "I've got this great book series idea." And they're like, "Yo, well, hit me with it." And he's like, "I'm going to call it Spy Kids." And they're like, "Jimbo, it'd been done already. It's a pretty popular movie series, Jim. Mr. Ponti, have you not watched any of the Spy Kids movies? You can't call your series Spy Kids." He's like, "What about espionage children?" And he was like, "No, you can't do that. It's obvious. It's like the asylum name for Spy Kids." And so he's like, "What if they were all from different cities?" Which is like, okay. That's probably true of most spies, right? That they're from different places. Like it's hardly an interesting premise to be like, spies, but from different places. Yeah, man. Like James Bond doesn't meet up with a bunch of other people from London usually. Like he hangs out with M and then he flies off to Morocco or Russia or something. Should we read the inside flap or just get started?
Just get started.
Yeah, okay. So, all right. I'm going in. City Spies, Book 1. For Denise. Wife, best friend, partner in crime. Well, he got married at least. Let's see how this guy... Well, let's see what this guy looks like. Oh, his picture's not on the back. He's a real uggo. Okay.
Hey, at least it's better than showing your picture.
Why?
Because
you can't get somebody to take a tasteful artist photo for you? All right. Chapter 1. With a period. It's just a big numeral 1 with a period. Like with a little maze outline. I don't know how I feel about that. Titled, A Man Called Mother. Man, we're already into the transgender stuff, AJ.
Yeah.
They're hitting with it like right off the bat. We haven't even gotten to read part of the story, and they're like, guys can be mothers too. All right. Sarah looked at the water stain on the wall and imagined it was an island. She wasn't sure if that was because it actually looked like one, or just because she so desperately wished she were in some tropical paradise far from Brooklyn and this tiny room on the 8th floor of Kings County Family Court. Wow.
Was that perfect?
That's the second sentence. Do you think he read this out loud?
Maybe.
Think about, I'm just like, like you take a breath, you're like, she wasn't sure if that was because it actually looked like one, or just because she so desperately wished she were in some tropical paradise far from Brooklyn, and this tiny room on the 8th floor of King's Family Court. Like, also, we don't have any information about the stain. She's not sure if it looks like an island. Does it look like an island? Like, what does an island look like?
An island is surrounded by water.
Maybe it's a blue wall? It's not surrounded by land. It's just surrounded by water. But yeah. Is the wall blue? Does it, like... An island could be almost any shape.
Yes, an island could be, like, the shape of a square.
Well, it probably isn't a square. Okay, I will say that. Islands probably aren't going to be like hexagons, like squares, perfect circles. But I mean, like, if a water splotch is just going to be like there. You know, you could imagine that as an island shape. She sat across the table from her public defender, a massive man in a rumpled suit named Randall Stubbs. Sounds like a Bubbles ripoff. From Lilo and Stitch?
Yes.
I think you watched Lilo and Stitch. His bulky frame hunched over as he scanned her file. Man, we didn't forget the previous sentence. We know he's a big dude. This doesn't look good, he muttered.
Maybe he's 6,000 pounds.
I mean, they should have put that in. They should have put in, like, he is the Kingpin from Spider-Man. This doesn't look good, he muttered, because stating the obvious was apparently something they taught in law school. You're lucky they've made such a generous offer. They have? Sarah asked, surprised. What is it? He looked up from the file and said, you plead guilty to all charges and get 30 months in juvenile detention. 2.5 years in juvie didn't sound generous to Sarah, but it probably wasn't much worse than her last few foster homes. She was tough for a 12-year-old. She could handle it. Can she? Like, is the author just telling us, like, it's okay to throw this lady in prison? She'll be fine. Or is that her opinion? Has she been in juvie before?
We don't know. This is
we do
the
not know.
First chapter.
And of course, he added, you won't be allowed to near a computer. This, however, was unacceptable. For how long? I'm sorry, that's not the wrong voice. For how long? For the duration of your sentence. Maybe longer as a condition of your release. That'd be up to the judge. But all I did was... What? He interrupted. Hack into the computer network for the entire juvenile justice system of New York? Is that what you were going to say? Because that's not what I would call an all I did situation. Are you this girl's public defender or not? Like...
I think he's the torturer. Like,
I think he's either her lawyer. It said it on the first page. He's her public defender. Yeah, like it's your job to help this girl out. I know, but I was only trying to. It doesn't matter what you were trying to do, he said. All that matters is what you did. You're lucky you're 12. If you were 13, they probably would have bumped you up to a higher court to make an example out of you. The weight of this hit her hard, and for the first time she regretted her actions. Not because they were against the law. Legal or not, she had no doubt she'd done the right thing. But she'd never considered she could be banished from one corner of the world that made sense to her. The only time Sarah felt at home was when she was sitting at a computer keyboard. Oh, man. So this is a story about a girl who won't touch grass. She's like, I will be on the computer. You can't stop me. I have TikTok reels to watch.
I mean, she wants to hack people.
Unspeakable just sold his home. Don't you understand that? What's going to happen next? I'll never hack again, she said. I promise. Oh, you promise? He responded sarcastically. Maybe you can cross your heart in hopes to die once we get in court. I'm sure that'll fix everything. Dude, You are her public defender. You are supposed to get the best deal possible for her. You are not here to fight with your client. She is 12. You're not her dad.
Maybe he is her dad.
Ooh, twist.
Yeah.
It's never going to come up, though. It'll be relevant again. Ow. Malachi, you want to introduce yourself? Know that you're here, eating a popsicle on the back of the couch? He says he does not. Okay. Sarah struggled when it came to controlling her temper. A diagnosis confirmed by multiple counselors and at least 2 school psychologists. You know, I'm just going to put this out here. You could show her losing her temper. It's not that hard. She could throw something at this guy or, like, break his phone or whatever.
I mean, that wouldn't be for kids. I mean, it isn't for small kids.
Well, I'm just saying, like, for them to be like, just so you know, this character sometimes gets mad. Is she going to get mad here? Maybe. We haven't figured it out yet. Still, she tried to keep cool as she looked at the man who was supposed to be helping her. Like, even if you're going to have her not get mad in this situation, like, have her fingers tense, like, have her grab the edges of the chair, feel her face go red, grit her teeth together. Like, these are physiological things that you can say to be like, I want to kill this guy so bad, but I need him. And if I kill him, they'll definitely increase my sentence by, like, 6 months.
No,
because
like
killing
20
people
years.
is no, because she's a
No,
juvie.
you get the death penalty.
Not in New York City as a 12-year-old. You don't. You can cut people up and eat them, and they like put you away for 20 years.
Yeah, that's why you need the death penalty.
Well, I mean, I don't disagree. I'm just saying I think that's not what they think. All right. She tried to keep her cool as she looked at the man who was supposed to be helping her. She couldn't risk angering him because he was her only hope for a positive outcome. So she took a deep breath, counted to 10, a tip from one of those counselors whose name she'd long since forgotten. Wait, is that a... So she took a deep breath and counted to 10. I missed the and. Not bad writing. If I can't use a computer, she said, barely masking her desperation, then I can't do the one thing I'm good at. The thing that makes me special. That's embarrassing. Like, you should come up with something else that makes you special. Besides, like, imagine if she'd been born in, like, 1953. Like, the one thing that made her special wouldn't have ever materialized. She just would have been, like, a normal kid. But now she's like, oh, man, no. Like, keyboard and mouse and the internet connection is the one thing that makes me special. What a sad girl. Yeah, well, you should have thought of that before you... She probably would have lost her temper right then and there if the door hadn't suddenly flown open and into the room stepped a man into the... Wait.
And
if the door stepped... No, I'm trying to parse this sentence. Again, like... She would have lost her temper right then and there if the door hadn't suddenly flown open and into the room stepped a man who was in every way the opposite of her attorney. Okay, so the and there is she would have lost her temper right then and there if into the room stepped a man who was because those are the two things. If the door hadn't suddenly flown open and a man... Why is this... Why did you put an and there? You could write... This sentence would be much better if you just said she would have lost her temper right then and there if the door hadn't suddenly flown open. Maybe semicolon. No and. Into the room stepped a man who was in every way the opposite of her attorney. Right? Like, every way? So, her attorney's big, so this guy's like 3'2". Like it's Warwick Davis or, Peter Dinklage, maybe Hornswoggle. All right. Really short guy.
Okay.
We're gonna give him a very high-pitched, reedy voice. He was tall and thin. No. We just said he was very short. He's the opposite of her public defender who has a bulky frame. He can't have a bulky frame. Is the public defender 3'2" with a bulky frame? You got to tell us this stuff. You just said he was bulky, so he's just he's not bulky. What? How? His suit was impeccable. His tie matched his pocket square, and he spoke with a British accent. Oh no, I can't do a British accent. I can't do a British accent. We're gonna try. We're gonna try. This is gonna be bad. Sorry to interrupt, he said politely, but I believe you're in my seat. You got the wrong room, grumbled Stubbs. Now, if you don't mind, I'm having a conference with my client. Except, according to this substitution of counsel form, she's my client. The older man replied as he showed Stubbs a piece of paper. This brought an instant smile to Stubbs' face. Sarah's face, sorry, not Stubbs. Stubbs eyed the man. That doesn't make any sense. She can't afford a fancy lawyer like... Hey, we're recording, Malachi. Don't interrupt.
Sausage to eat too.
Are you in the recording or not? If you're in the recording, you got to introduce yourself and then be part of the recording, not just interrupt. He leaves. She doesn't have any money. Let's start that sentence over. Doesn't make any sense. She can't afford a fancy lawyer like you. She doesn't have any money. Of course she doesn't have any money. She's 12. 12-year-olds don't have money. They have bicycles and rucksacks.
I have money.
No, she doesn't have a bicycle because that's not part of what makes her special, sir. Only computers. She went outside and rode a bicycle and it didn't make her special, so she walks everywhere now. This one, however, also happens to have an attorney. This paper says I've been retained to represent Miss Sarah Maria Martinez. He turned to her and smiled. Is that you? Yes, sir. Brilliant. That means I'm in the right place. Who retained you? Asked the public defender. An interested party, said the man. Beyond that, it's not your concern. So if you'll please leave, Sarah and I have much to talk about. We're due before a judge shortly. Stubbs mumbled to himself as he shoveled his paper into his briefcase. I'm going to check this out. There's a lovely lady named Valerie who can help you, said the British man. She's with the clerk of court on the 7th floor. I know where she is, Stubbs snapped as he squeezed past the man into the hallway. He started to say something else, but instead made a frustrated noise and stormed off. Why does Stubbs care? Like, he doesn't like her. He gets off of this job. He's gonna be like, how dare she hire a real lawyer when I didn't want to do this job anyway? Very spiteful, in my opinion.
Maybe he's just mean. That's why.
Maybe? Yeah, really deeply fleshed out character is this Stubbs. Although, to be fair, he has more characteristics than Sarah, who we have been told could lose her temper, but hasn't actually, right? She hasn't had the opportunity. So he's mean, and she's just
There.
jonesing for her computer. She's like having the withdrawal from being able to get on Twitter or X or whatever.
I mean, she doesn't. She hacks.
That's her excuse. Once Stubbs was gone, the new attorney closed the door and sat across from Sarah. I've never seen that before, he marveled. He literally left the room in a huff. You've never seen somebody huff out of a room?
Maybe
Ever?
he's from Britain, and British people don't huff when they leave the room.
I don't know. Like, it's a weird thing to call out. Like, anyway, maybe he's just saying that. Maybe he has actually seen it before, but he was trying to put her at her ease. She had no idea who might have hired an attorney for her, but she was certainly happy with the change. I've never seen it either. What is this conversation? Have you seen it? I haven't seen it. Have you seen it? No, I haven't.
It's just dumb.
Now tell me, he said as he popped open the latches of his briefcase, is it true? Did you hack into the computers of the city's juvenile justice system? She hesitated to answer. You needn't worry. Attorney-client privilege forbids me from telling anyone what you say in here.
Hey, that's the Fifth Amendment.
Is it?
Yeah,
Malachi, stop stirring up the birds.
because you don't have to self-incriminate.
That's true. She gave a slight nod. Yes, it's true. Brilliant, he said with a wink. He pulled a small computer from his briefcase and handed it to her. I need you to do it again.
Mm.
Do what again? She asked. Hack into the juvenile justice database, he said. But they didn't patch the insecurity she exploited last time? It's just still sitting there like, well, I mean, 12-year-olds got into our database through, like, unsupported TCP protocols, but I don't know. I kind of like running on Windows 8. We're not going to upgrade. I need you to get me your attorney of record before Mr. Stubbs. Make me your attorney of record before Mr. Stubbs gets to the 7th floor and checks for himself. You mean you're not my attorney? She asked. Never set foot in law school, he said conspiratorially. Oh, I'm sorry. He said it conspiratorially. I hate when I read these sentences and then they're like, here's how he said it, though. I was like, never set foot in law school, he said conspiratorially. So, chop chop, I've got an associate who is going to delay him in the hallway, but she'll only be able to do that for so long. Sarah's head was spinning. She didn't know what to think. Listen, I don't know who you are, but the court's supposed to assign me a lawyer. A real one? And the chap with the mustard stain on his tie is the one that he assigned. It assigned, he replied, shaking his head. I don't know about you, but I'm not particularly interested. Over the last 9 years, that same court has assigned you to 6 foster families and 9 schools. It's been one botch job after another with them. What do you say we try something new? Who was she? Like, she's in the foster system. Who are they supposed to assign her to, if not foster families? Okay, so let's do the math here. She's been in 6 foster homes over 9 years. That's like a year and a half per home, approximately.
I mean, she could be in the orphanage if she doesn't have anywhere else to go.
Well, I don't understand. So our understanding of the foster system is you can't just be in foster care long term, especially. So she's been in for 9 years. So she was in since she was 3, right? Where like her mother and father, again,
Probably
according
died.
to our understanding in the state of Florida, they only have like a year and a half to attempt to become fit parents before the court's like, okay, no, we're going to try to adopt this kid out. So she's a 4.5-year-old kid who was in foster care and nobody wanted to adopt her. What is wrong with this girl?
She probably hacked too much.
I guess. Yeah, she's like stealing mom's phone and like launching nukes from like, Sarah, I told you not to do that. You are going back to the orphanage, young lady. It doesn't make any sense. Why is she in foster care from the age of 3 to the age of 12? What is the court do? I mean, it is a botch job. I'll give him that. Like, if that's actually what's going on. People like to adopt 3-year-old little girls. All right? They're cute. Everybody loves a 3-year-old cute little girl. There's no reason, unless this girl is an actual sociopath, for her not to have been adopted at this point. Just saying. Whatever. Let's see. Okay, she looked at him, then at the computer. She was tempted, but she was also confused. I don't think... What did he say would happen? He interrupted. I bet he's already worked out a deal with the prosecutor. 2.5 years in juvie and I'm banned from using a computer? He shook his head. I can do better than that even without a law degree. For reasons she didn't fully understand, Sarah believed him. Maybe it was wishful thinking. Maybe it was desperation. Either way, she trusted her gut and started typing. The Industrial Revolution and its consequences have been... Sorry. She's like... I think maybe she's hacking. I assume she's hacking. She's not just like typing out like, "What's up, fam? It's me, Sarah." I'm making this post from jail. Excellent, he said. You probably won't regret this. Probably, she raised an eyebrow. Shouldn't you be trying to build up my confidence? Only liars and fools speak with certainty about things beyond their control, he replied. but I'm optimistic, so I'd rate your chances around 87%. Sarah smiled and continued typing. What kind of computer is this? Bespoke, he answered. I thought I knew all I knew all the computer companies, but I've never heard of that one. It's not a company, he said. Bespoke means something has been tailor-made to fit the exact needs of an individual, which you would know if you read a book instead of hacking all the time. But that was my addition, not his. Someone made this for you? Okay. I know she's only 12, but she's smart enough to hack into the government computer system. The idea of building your own computer should not be revolutionary to her. I've watched YouTube videos of dudes building their own cell phones from parts in China. They just walk around and they I'll have some of that and I'll have some of that. And they stick it all together and make their own cell phone.
Made in China, for real.
For real. Okay? But this girl's your own computer that you made yourself? Or somebody... No, he didn't even make it himself. He paid somebody else to make it for him. This is a normal thing. People do this all the time. All right. So she doesn't have good vocabulary and she doesn't understand that people make computers sometimes. This girl, I tell you what. And she couldn't get adopted at age 4.5. Just embarrassing. Wait until you see the massive one, he said. You're going to love it. That is, if we're not both behind bars but at the end of the day. Sarah knew computers well, press X to doubt, but she'd never seen one like this. It was fast and powerful, and she quickly shredded through the firewall that was supposed to protect the juvenile justice portal. Didn't even fix the back door I used the other day, she said in disbelief. That's what I said! Surely they fixed the back door you used the other day. They didn't. Why didn't they?
They're dumb.
Okay, yeah. But
maybe they're using crappy computer software.
It's not the smoke. I don't know what to do.
It's Microsoft, dude.
Large institutions move slowly, he said. Hopefully large attorneys do too. It took her less than 2 minutes to reach the database for attorney assignments. She happily deleted the entry for Randall Stubbs and asked, "What's your name?" Excellent question. He pulled 3 passports out of his briefcase. Which sounds best? He read from the first. Croydon St. Vincent Marlborough III. He gave a sour face. Seems a bit excessive, don't you think? She nodded. Yes. Okay. The guy, I'm wanting the movie version of this to cut in between the guy walking up there to and it turns out he didn't stop for donuts or take a bathroom break. He's stomping up there and they're which name do you think is better? Let's say the silly names out loud. You are on a time crunch, lady. We'll pass on that. He read from the next. Nigel Honeybuns. This one made him snicker. Yeah, it makes me snicker too. It makes me think, what kind of crazy person? We know from the future, right? We know what the premise of the book is. This guy works for a spy agency, and his supplier, right, his Q, that he goes to be I need some fake IDs for America, please. Only he says it in an English accent. Was here, I've got Nigel Honeybuns and Croydon St. Vincent Marlborough III. He couldn't just get Jonathan Swift or something? We're kind of in a hurry, she reminded him. I'm glad somebody remembered. Right, here we go. Reading from the last one. Gerald Anderson. That sounds like a proper barrister. Dull, boring, eminently forgettable. This is exactly what we want. That's my name, Gerald Anderson. I don't know why I didn't look at these IDs ahead of time. That's not in the book. That's just me. He handed her the passport so she could check the spelling as she typed it into the database. I just click update, she said. She finished, and we're all set. We're going to click buttons.
I don't think there's an update button on the keyboard on our computer.
I think it's on the screen. She's using the mouse to click the button that says update.
Oh.
I just don't know, why are you describing the, just have her finish it, right? We understand there's some kind of user interface there, but... He flashed a nervous smile and paused to listen. No alarms. He opened the door and leaned out into the hallway. No one rushing in to arrest us. Very nice work, Sarah. I mean, there could still be, right? Like, you just did it 2 seconds ago. They haven't even closed the security breach that you opened like 2 days ago when you hacked in the first time. And they're already sentencing you, which is wild. Boy, what a speedy trial. But also, like, if you pull the fire alarm, right? You're at the school. You pull the fire alarm. You look out the door. Oh, no fire trucks. Yeah, man, it takes them a minute. They gotta load up. They gotta drive here. Stupid. All right. Except now I have an attorney who's never gone to law school. I've watched a ton of courtroom dramas on the telly, he said. I could have handled an appearance before a judge. Don't you mean probably? She replied. He smiled at this. Right. Probably. First, though, I need details about the hack. I'm sure they're all in there, she said, pointing at the file. This only tells me what you did. He replied, I want to know the reason. But she didn't testify about, like, why she did it.
That sounds sketchy.
I don't. This whole setup, because how long ago did she say she hacked in? So she's got the back door that they didn't close. The other day. Okay, they didn't even fix the back door that I used the other day. So they caught her, took her to court, sentenced her to juvie, right? Because this isn't part of. I could imagine, like, oh, we got a new family for you or something for the foster system, and we're going to prosecute you. But the prosecution of a crime doesn't happen in a couple of days. So they're already in a rush for that. And then they don't ask her, like, what's going on to give testimony or anything as a 12-year-old. They're just like, yep, you hacked into the government. You're going to jail. The lawyer, she says explaining her motive, the one who actually went to law school, said it didn't matter why I did it. It may not matter to him. It may not even matter to the judge, but it matters very much to me. She thought of her answer for a moment, trying to come up with the most straightforward way to tell it. She didn't want to upset anyone. She hated showing emotions in front of anyone, but she didn't want to get upset. I'm sorry, my eye skipped to the next line. She hated showing emotions in front of everyone. My most recent foster parents, Leonard and Deborah Clark? Yeah, them, she said with a sneer. They like to take in more kids than they have room for because the state pays them by the kid. More kids meant more money, whether they spend it on us or not. No one really checks that. Yes, they do. People do really check that.
Yeah, the debit companies.
Not the debit. I'm talking about
The banks.
The foster care workers. They come over on the regular. We were crammed into bedrooms that were too small. You guys all got your own bedrooms? Okay. That's wild. Rather than give everyone a meal, they put food in the middle of the table, so it looked like there was more than there was. They called it family style, which was a joke because they treated us anything but like a family. Okay. I don't understand the complaint here. Was there not enough food? Is that what they're saying?
I think
She could just say, I mean, you know what? It's fine if you leave it in subtext. A new kid named Gabriel came about a month ago. He was scared, sad, lonely. Everything you'd expect from a 5-year-old. I mean, everything you expect from a 5-year-old in foster care. Most 5-year-olds are not scared, sad, and lonely. He liked me because we were the only Hispanic kids in the house. You spoke Spanish to him? Sometimes, she said. Until they made us stop. Mr. Clark told me, you're an American now, so speaking English is something you're going to have to get used to. Yeah? Well, the lawyer, she hacked into the computer because her dad told her to speak English and gave her dinner every night. The lawyer shook his head. And what did you say to that? I pointed out that Puerto Rico was already part of America and that I'd spent almost my entire life in Brooklyn and that if he really wanted to speak English well, he shouldn't end sentences with prepositions. That's not a real word, not a real rule. The man laughed. Cheeky. I'm not exactly sure what cheeky means, but this guy's cheeks turned red, so yeah, I guess so, she replied. Did you get in trouble? He asked. She nodded, the humor of the moment gone. I could handle his punishment, though. It was Gabriel who couldn't. Why was Gabriel punished? She paused and saw him studying her expression. He wanted to watch her eyes as she spoke. One night he wet his bed, she answered, and to punish him, they locked him in the hall closet. I could hear him crying. They didn't care. They would have let him cry all night, so I got up and let him out. And then what happened? He asked. Then they locked me in the closet with them, told me I had to learn my place, so I picked the lock from the inside and let us both out. She was on the verge of tears, so she stopped for a moment. And then, he prodded, they locked us outside on the roof. They left us there all night. It was cold. It was terrifying. They did not. That is not outside on the roof? How big is this house? Like, it has roof access. Are they talking about like an apartment building? Like, do they live in a penthouse where they can take the elevator up and then... What? Are they in... I mean, it's New York City, right? So,
yeah.
I guess... I mean, I thought they said they lived in a house. But maybe not, right? It's not clear. I'm trying to see. I'm reading back. They have bedrooms. It doesn't say what type of a building it was. So maybe he's assuming that it's like some kind of a, like an apartment building. But having multiple, so there's multiple bedrooms for this apartment. How big is this apartment that they have 7 foster kids in, right? Or did they say? They have more than 2.
No, they just said they had a lot of foster kids.
I don't know if they said. They're having them in an apartment in New York City. How does that track? How big is this apartment? Like, I don't care if you have them crammed into rooms that are too small. Like, can you imagine not being able to send everybody outside? Jeez. Okay. I cannot figure this out. But I guess that's what they're saying. They locked him up at top. Anyway, I don't know why she couldn't pick the lock on the roof. They picked the lock on the door. Did they take away her lock pick?
I don't know.
The next morning I went to school, got a pass to the computer lab, and started working. First, I hacked the juvenile justice database to see how many kids had been sent to the Clarks. You know how many. You don't need to. What? You were there. You could have counted the number of kids that they had. She knows how to use computers, but she can't count. Or is it like in the hundreds in this one apartment? What are we talking about? All right, so she hacks the database to see how many kids are there, which she couldn't count. Then I hacked their bank accounts to show how much money they were taking in and where they were actually spending it. You're not being charged with hacking the bank, he said, flipping through some pages. Yeah, she grinned. They dropped their complaint. I'm pretty sure they don't want the world to find out that a 12-year-old girl beat their security system. Nice, he said. I might be able to use that later. What did you do with this information once you've gotten it? I sent everything to my social worker, she said. Your social worker knows how many people they have in the house. Like, you're just making... Okay. So this whole thing boils down to she makes a report to the social worker. She knows their social worker's number, right? How to get a hold of her. She has a computer. Why doesn't she just send her an email and say, the Clarks locked me outside? The only thing that's vaguely interesting about this is the bank account thing where she's like, oh man, they didn't spend enough money on us.
Maybe the social worker was dumb also.
There's not actually a requirement to specifically spend a specific amount of money on a specific thing per foster kid, right? Plus, where are they going where she can be like, they're obviously not spending this on us? Because, I don't know, if I went to Walmart and the bank statement showed you spent $372 at Walmart, and the social worker came and be like, why didn't you spend this money on the kids that you were sent? I'd be like, I did. Okay, I bought clothes for them to wear. I bought food for them to eat. And the social worker maybe wouldn't be able to tell that actually I bought, a gaming monitor or something. Because that's not in the bank records. That's not how this works. Also, you just can make a report to your social worker about the inhumane living conditions if the social worker cares enough. Well, maybe she doesn't. Maybe they're not going to do anything. You know how stupid I am? When I saw the police come into my house, I thought they were going to arrest the two of them. For about 45 seconds, I was happy. But they arrested you instead. She nodded. The Clarks even had other kids lined up on the porch so they could see me being let out of the house in handcuffs. She closed her eyes tight, determined not to let a single tear fall. They said, "This is what happens to criminals."
Yes, it's true.
It is true. Also, just like I said, if you think your social worker is going to care about your situation, just make a report. You can just call them up. Like all the foster kids that had the ability to use the phone had access to the social worker, and they would come by and check on them like once every couple of weeks, right? I forget exactly how often, but it was pretty often. He'd actually heard the story the night before through a listening device, but he liked hearing stories twice. Oh boy, let's restart this whole chapter. He might be listening. We're almost done here. He wanted to see if they changed. That was always a good indicator of how truthful they were. Yeah, because this one doesn't seem like a real story. Besides, seeing her face as she recalled it told him everything he needed to know. "That's a good reason," he said. "I can work with that. I can make this a lot better." "Don't you mean probably?" she asked. Boy, this kid's annoying. He already did that joke like 10 minutes ago. He smiled warmly. "No, I'm certain I can. But I'll need you to do something difficult. Something the reports in the file say you're completely incapable of." "What's that?" she asked. "I need you to trust me," he said. "No matter what I say or do, I need you to trust me." "How can I trust you?" she asked. "I don't even know your real name." "Sure you do. It's Nigel Honeybuns. It's Gerald Anderson. Sometimes it's even Croydon St. Vincent Marlborough III. It all depends on the situation," he said with a shrug. "But, my friends and colleagues, and I do hope that's a group you'll consider yourself to be a part of soon, they all call me Mother." For the first time since she'd been arrested, Sarah laughed. "Mother? That's an unusual name for a man." "True," he said, smiling at her. "But I'm an unusual man. Wouldn't you say?" That's the end of chapter 1.
Yeah.
It is as I feared, AJ. People writing stuff they don't think about. It's very frustrating.
Well, hopefully you enjoyed that reading.
Yes, where are we going to put this up? Should we upload it to YouTube?
Yes.
Like just the audio and, I don't know, some kind of background?
Yeah,
with
maybe
the book
some
picture?
like soft music.
Oh, you want them lo-fi beats? You want them lo-fi beats for studying? We'll see what we can do.
Well, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe.
Yes.
And
in the comment section below, predict when you think AJ's voice will finally stop changing.
In 10 years.
bye.
Bye, guys.